they were keeping me posted as to which docket is outstanding. And it came to my attention that this particular docket, which witness B was talking about or was investigating, was not submitted because she was not having it. And another docket, which was investigated by someone else in another station, because they were from different stations within the district.
So you had a list, and
I had a list.
From that list you could see that you didn't receive all the dockets?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Should I continue, Advocate?
Yes, please.
I responded by stating that that was not a problem if the docket was with the DPP. I then requested that she send me a report via email to that effect so that I can attach it and send it to the provincial office. As soon as I put the call down, I became curious as to who the docket belonged to. I looked at the case number and remembered that it was for the arrest that happened in April. I immediately called witness B, informed her I actually do not want that docket as Ngi suspect into that particular matter. It is important at this juncture, commissioners, to pause and explain to the honorable commissioners why I stated that Ngi suspect. I said Ngi suspect not because I believed I had done anything wrong, but because I was informed previously that my name was being mentioned in connection with the Tau matter and I was under investigation. I wanted to avoid any appearance or any conflict of interest. I therefore stepped away from handling that specific docket, and I informed witness B accordingly that even when that docket come back from the DPP, she must just take it direct to the provincial commissioner's office and not me. I simply recused myself from handling that docket because I knew I was under investigation. Furthermore, after the arrest of the 3 suspects in the Swart murder, the docket, the very same docket we were talking about, was transferred to the organized crime unit at the provincial headquarters where witness B is working. If I had any personal interest in the docket, I would have kept it in my district where I had command and control of this particular docket. I did not do so because I never had any interest on that particular docket. So for me, that fact alone shows that I had no improper motive to call that particular docket, and the instruction was not coming from me. I had nothing to do with the case in question.
This instruction, was it in writing? The instruction to you by your superior? You said it's Colonel Gunding, I think.
Yes, Commissioner Kumalo, what happened here is that the instruction, I will say yes, it was in writing, but it originally was given at the top management meeting of the province, where the district commissioners are attending every Monday. And during that meeting, the district commissioners were given this instruction. And while the district commissioners are given that instruction, we usually distribute this instruction to our subordinate commanders to implement. And it was followed by an email to all the districts. Those emails, when it arrived at the district commissioner, it becomes an instruction in writing. That's why I'm saying it was in writing, because we managed to forward it to the relevant commanders to implement.
Just to correct myself, I said Colonel Grundling. The instruction I'm referring to is in paragraph 40 of your statement. So because you are saying that at the relevant time, I was acting on the instructions from the provincial commissioner to collect all case dockets. Do you see that one?
Yes, Commissioner.
Was that instruction given to you in writing?
No, Commissioner, it was not given to me in writing. It was given to all the district commissioners via email and also verbally from the top management meeting.
Commissioner Kumal, just to be of assistance on this point, Brigadier had indicated in the course of preparations that he was unable to obtain his emails, and so we did write to the Provincial Commissioner's office at CJC 192 is the response, and you'll see there that the email that the Brigadier is talking about to the various districts is page 29. It's under tab A. It's one of the annexes to the letter that the Provincial Commissioner provided us. Yes, page 39. And then just to make sure, Brigadier Nkhwashu, if you can go to page 39, so under tab 4.
Under tab 4.
Yes.
I'm there.
Yeah, you'll see that on page 39, it's all the emails that that email was sent to Nsidibeng District Commissioners, one of the recipients. And on the following page is the actual email.
Yes, Commissioner.
And the attachment is page 41. And the list of dockets is tab B from page 43. You'll see there's various.
Correct,
lists.
Advocate.
Is this now the instruction you're talking about? Is this the correspondence you're referring to?
Exactly, Advocate. You will see it's also talking to that 7 days I was alluding to.
All right, thank you.
And I'm assuming the number 23 for District Nsidibeng is that 2.4 on page 41.
Correct.
So when you were saying there were 23 Nsidibeng
in
dockets.
total, yes.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Commissioner Mala.
The decision to have this docket transferred to organized crime, who made that decision and why is that decision made?
Thank you, Commissioner Baloyi. During that period when this incident happened, I was the acting district commissioner, and the decision to transfer this docket was solely on my shoulders. So I authorized the transfer of this particular docket to the provincial aid office.
Thank you for that. Can you just explain how it works? Brigadier, this incident happened in your jurisdiction, your geographic jurisdiction, the killing of Mr. Swart, as I understand it. And then people get arrested at different places. Someone, I think, is arrested not too far from where the incident happened, and then other people outside of jurisdiction. that the docket belongs to your jurisdiction? What informs that?
Thank you, Commissioner. What informs the custody of case docket is the area where the incident took place. The original or the initial incident that led to that crime took place. And in this instance, it took place within my jurisdiction, which is Vereeniging.
And the investigator would necessarily come from your jurisdiction?
100%, Commissioner. All the cases that were generated within my jurisdiction, it will be investigated within my jurisdiction, not unless there is a mandate that is given to external units. External units, I'm talking to units such as the independent, the IP, the Independent Police Investigative Directorate, and also this organized crime and other units, similar units. Depending on their mandate, some, for an example, the serious and violent unit that at the provincial head office will be having a mandate to investigate cases where more than one murder has taken place. Or perhaps I should make a very common example, like the PKTT. They will be having that mandate to take this docket from my district, and they go investigate it by virtue of the mandate that they have. But still, having made an example of the PKTT, you will recall that Lieutenant General Nkhwashu said the dockets that were taken from his province, he did not know about it, if I'm correct. So in this instance, I knew about the transfer of this particular docket. I authorized it. Thank you, Commissioner.
Maybe just lastly, again, it's just to try and understand how it works. If the docket would have originally been yours, within your jurisdiction, from what you're explaining, because the incident occurred in your jurisdiction. In your explanation, you've said that you never knew who the investigator was the investigating officer was. Now, if the docket is within your jurisdiction, can you just explain how it works that explains that you wouldn't have known who the investigator is?
Thank you, Commissioner. The docket flow, from the time it is reported at the police station, is that it will obviously get a serial number, which will get to know it as a case number. Then, when it has got the case number, then it will be registered in the system and be assigned to the detective component. Remember, it is registered at the CSC. The CSC stands for Community Service Center. After that, registering those dockets, the custody of, or rather the mandate of investigating any case registered it falls with the detectives. Then the CSC is at the uniform or the visible policing environment. Then it will be transferred from the visible policing environment to the detective environment. And the commander of that particular detective unit will sign for that particular docket. And that commander will be mostly the most senior position who are commanders at that level. They are colonels. That is one rank below me, and or even lieutenant colonels in the absence of colonels. Then the colonel will then assign that particular docket for investigation to an investigating officer, who mostly are non-commissioned officers. Non-commissioned officers, Commissioner, I'm referring to the lower ranks, which is a warrant officer and below. Now, when the investigating officer receives that particular docket, he signed for that particular docket, and after signing for that particular docket in the system, which we call it a case control system, the investigating officer is now responsible for that particular docket. He or she is the sole responsible person for that particular investigation. And the accountability on that particular docket, it will now be with the commander of the investigating officer. Now, this is how the docket are moved from the inception to the latter.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, Commissioner.
Brigadier, just to follow up on that, you spoke about an authorization for the transfer. Is this done in writing, or is this just a verbal authorization for the transfer of the docket to Gauteng organized crime?
The docket, the transfer could not necessarily be done in writing, but when the docket is registered in the system, say it is registered in my name in Sidibeng district, and it has to be transferred to Joburg organized crime. Remember, it is in the system of Sidibeng. Now, when we transfer it in the system. Then it must be received in the system that will indicate overall on the national system that this docket has now been moved to Sidibeng, even if it's not done in writing. Because some are done in writing, some are not done in writing. After the inception, this, if it is their mandate, these units that I'm talking about, you will see them arrive in the community service center, and they say, we are from organized crime, we are coming to collect this docket, or from serious and violent crime unit, we are coming to collect this docket by virtue of us having the mandate to investigate it, not you at the local station.
And so for this docket in particular, what happened is that you authorized a transfer. It is not that organized crime came in and took the docket because it fell within their mandate. It was a specific transfer.
They requested it.
So they requested it?
Yeah, they requested it.
From the community service station?
Yes.
And when does the authorization then happen? When are you notified of that transfer?
On the very same day that they requested it, I think it was the Commissioner Chair who asked me the question of, if my memory says me well, of when the jurisdiction is of, is not your jurisdiction. By virtue of them having arrested this
I will not take credit. It was Commissioner Baloyi.
Oh, I'm sorry, Commissioner Baloyi. Thank you, Commissioner Chair. Pardon,
I'm sorry, I'm very sorry for distracting you.
Okay, Commissioner,
Please take your time and think.
Yeah, I was saying, when the suspects were arrested, they were arrested outside my jurisdiction.
Yes.
And they were arrested somewhere in Joburg jurisdiction in Bramley, to be specific. And the investigating officer who were dealing with the crime scene there, they phoned in and they say they want to request that they sign for the docket because they have established from the crime scene that this falls within their mandate by virtue of them getting the weapons that were used to kill the deceased, and they are linking the weapons with other crimes that are falling outside my jurisdiction. So having explained this to the colonel who was in charge of the crime scene at Vereeniging, where Armand Swart was killed, because this thing happens on the very same day.
Yes.
Yeah, and the colonel phoned me because in any way they couldn't have authorized to move the docket without my authority. Then they phoned me and they explained me the story. Then I said to the colonel, let them take the docket, it's fine, as long as they're going to do the normal procedure, which is to register it in the system at Vereeniging so that it can reflect that it is initially Vereeniging case. Then, thereafter, they sign for it in the system so that we can know where the docket is.
All right. And thereafter, they then become the custodian of that docket?
Yeah, they become the custodian of that particular docket, yes.
Thank you, Brigadier. Chair.
Before you, maybe let me ask a question for clarification. You say in that paragraph 46 that if you had a personal interest in the docket, you would have kept it. In this discussion with Ms. Bowe, you say that the docket was requested. Again, it's a question about me trying to understand how it works. Could you, in the way that things work within the SAPS, do you have the capacity or the standing to refuse to hand over a docket? Could you have said, no, I'm not giving up this docket? When I say could you have, I'm asking a systemic question